Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is the Traders Exclusive Live Trader Showcase for September. I'm Sherry. If you need me for anything, please email me at support@tradersexclusive.com. And we're so happy you could be here with us. Please check out tradersexclusive.com, where we regularly post articles and video clips with valuable trading tips and strategies. That's also where you're going to find a recording of today's webinar. And of course, we always get started with our disclaimer, where you should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change at any time. This is teaching and training. Please check it out for yourself. Do your due diligence. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future result. Moomoo is our sponsor for September. With Moomoo, you get free access to real-time LV2 market data of US stocks. And for a limited time, join 19 million Moomoo users and get up to 16 free stocks, including a Tesla or a Google, when you register for a new account with this link. And you fund it with at least $100. So the way it works out is for the month of September, deposit $100, you get 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you get the 5 free stocks plus 10 free stocks. And if you want to have a $5,000 account, you get the first 2 tiers plus 1 free share of Tesla or Google. DayTradeSPY was founded by head trader Hugh Grossman, a retired internal auditor for a Fortune 500 company. After years of firsthand experience trying out one trading strategy after another, Hugh instead developed his own trading system centered around trading SPY options. Aaron Stevens has a passion for the markets, started studying them while still in his teens, focused on research and market analysis. He opened his first trading account at the age of 18 and has studied the stock market, forex market, and commodities markets for more than 20 years. Thank you guys so much for being here, and take it away. Yes, we're there.
Beautiful. All right. Aaron, are you there? All right. You might be in the listening mode. This is going to be interesting, folks, because this is on the fly, and I've done many things on the fly, believe you me. So real quick, this is what it's all about. Rising inflation, interest rates, folks. If you got this thing, if you're worried about this, you don't have to worry when you know what we know. And by that, I mean, we day trade SPY. So look, Aaron and I have been doing this for a long time, and I'm going to quickly go through a lot of stuff here. But we determined that we're just not that smart to know what's going to happen a year from now or 6 months from now, or even a week from now. But we got a really good handle on what's going to happen today. And that's really what it's all about. So I've been doing this for a long time. Here's the disclaimer, but Sherry, I believe you already gave the disclaimer, so they know what it's all about. You alone are responsible for all your own trading. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Your host here today, Hugh, I learned this stuff in the trenches real quick, okay? I learned this stuff in the trenches. Okay, kind of an interesting history here. I was in the Fortune 500 world, corporate world, and what happened was, I, like a good salaried employee, I would hand off a lot of my money to my financial advisor to invest for my retirement. And the irony is, I used to be an internal auditor, and you would think that I'd be on top of this. No. What do they say? The dentist's kids got the worst teeth or something? Well, so of course when I go home, the last thing I want to do is look at numbers, right? But I would just let these statements accumulate on my desk, and I thought one day I'm going to open them up and see how much money I have. And that's exactly what happened. One day, years later, I opened this statement to see, oh my gosh, I'm going to be pleasantly surprised. I'm going to be rich, and I can get a retirement. My kids are going to be taken care of, the whole works. Well, guess what? I only had about half the capital that I'd invested. Needless to say, I got quite angry, and I called my broker, and I called them names which I will never repeat again to anybody. in fact, words that never even existed. But anyway, then what I did, Sherry, was I said, you know what? I am going to retrieve my account. I'm going to seize whatever is left. That's what I said to him. Mike, cut me a check for whatever's left. I'm going to come by tomorrow to pick it up. Obviously, I have to learn to do this myself because you are either incapable or incompetent, or you don't care, or negligent, or whatever. Anyway, that's what I did. And I said, I'm going to set out to learn this, to do this myself. On the way home, I'll admit, I was practically in tears. And I said, okay, I admit I'm probably going to have to be pouring coffee when I'm 80 years old in some coffee shop, but my kids are not going to suffer their education. I am going to do everything humanly possible to make sure they do okay. And I learned, and I went to a million courses. The most I learned from most, I learned a lot, but there's a lot of things that you don't learn unless you get right into it. A lot of it is the psychology of trading. As a matter of fact, I would say 95% of successful trading is between the ears. It's not strategy or the market or anything else. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you right now, the market is actually your best friend. It's not your adversary. It's like a dancing partner. You take 2 steps forward, it takes 2 steps back. It takes 3 steps forward, you take 3 steps back. And then when you reach that one point, you say, okay, we can sit down now. My song is over. I'm going to take my profits and go. Anyway, I learned that, and I've been trading really well since I learned a few key things. And ever since then, I started making some serious money. And obviously, I quit my corporate job and I started making some money. And people started asking me, "Oh, Hugh, what's going on? What lottery did you win? I see you suddenly you're not working. You're not going to work every day. You're taking vacations, new cars, new house, new airplane. I like to fly. All these things. Anyway, that's my story, and I've been doing that since 2010. Here it is, 14 years later. We have what I believe to be the longest trading room in this industry. At least I'm not aware of any other trading room as long as this. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. That, of course, is my lovely dog, Lucy, Bernese Mountain Dog. And Ahren is my partner in crime here. And he's an amazing guy. We scooped him. DayTradeSPY Eagle Financial Publications, we scooped this guy from a $150 million commodity fund. This guy identifies these high probability trades. Now, here's the key, and I'm going to quickly jump through this. This session is going to cover Introduction to SPY, why SPY, basic strategy you can use right now for modest gains, enhancing confidence with profits with Ahren's deep dive analysis, why inflation rates don't ruffle our feathers. And what I'm going to do here is real quick. We trade SPY, folks. I'm going to quickly go through the SPY. It follows the S&P 500. Why? This covers all of the segments. There isn't any one stock that is going to materially influence this stock SPY should it go to zero. Now, obviously, that's not the case. If Apple suddenly goes bankrupt tomorrow, obviously the tech sector is going to be affected as well, and of course, the SPY is going to fall. But it's not like, say, the Qs where that's exactly what happens. Apple might be, or Microsoft or Google, they might be the top stock, and wherever they go, the rest of the Google, all right, that's where they go. The NASDAQ, I should say, not Google, and NASDAQ. And but SPY is a little more resilient to that kind of thing. So you get all the sectors, all the stocks. Here's the sector by weight. You get them all here: technology, industrials, energy, communication services, utilities, consumer defense. Notice I passed by healthcare. SPY is also very liquid. This is what I love about it. You never have to worry about getting filled on your orders. If you ever bought an option and it's like a roach motel, you can buy it, but you can never sell it. Not so with SPY. That also ensures that you've got a really tight bid-ask spread. So you don't have to have much of a move on SPY to make some serious money in this market. And by the way, we're talking about volume in the millions. Now, I've seen it not too long ago when, oh my gosh, what was it? A triple or quadruple witching date or something? We had over 400 million shares of SPY traded that day. More than 1 share per person in the United States. That's amazing. There's never going to be anything as liquid as that. Why SPY? It's actually very affordable as well. When you look at the bid-ask prices, now it doesn't matter. I've got just one on here, and this could be this could be calls or puts. I'm assuming you people know what those are. And take a look at some of these prices. And what I did here, Sherry, was this. When I traded, if I lost money, first of all, if I made some money, I celebrated, okay? But when I lost money, I would go back and say, where did I go wrong? What did I do? How is it that when I did this trade yesterday, it was great, and when I do the same thing today, it's faltering? So I'd always go back and take away a lesson. And if you log your trades and you look at your trades and you analyze your trades and you take away the lesson, especially for those losses, you're going to discover something that if I just do less of what created those losses and do more of what creates gains, eventually you're just going to have gains, right? I mean, it sort of makes sense. But what I found is it's very affordable, and basically for even a few $100s, I can buy a single option. Now, don't think you're going to get rich on a single option. You're not going to. You're going to buy coffee. It's going to be coffee money. You're going to buy not too much, but eventually you're going to get better and better, and you're going to scale up. And that's what we do, is we teach it. Very affordable. We can get into this thing with not a lot of money. What I love about it is it's very exciting trading, very profitable. Now look, when I was in the hospital for a week, you know what hurt me the most? Yes, the pain the first day. But after that, the fact that I was tied up and I was unable to get on the markets. And that was unbearable. I don't think in the last couple decades I've gone a day without, or a week, I should say, without trading. SPY, why now? Why more than ever? Well, you can trade from the safety and comfort of your home, or whenever you want, as much or as little as you want. No inventory, no overhead to maintain, no employees or government agencies to appease, no customers to procure, service, or try to collect from. Start with little capital, unlimited potential, rewarded for your skills. Folks, you even have favorable tax concessions, okay? They're all the reasons to have this as a business. If you're ever thinking of getting into another business, forget it. This is where you need to be, and for all these reasons. Now, if you need to go over this, just come back and just take a look at this, because this is absolutely true. And there's nothing, after I got into trading SPY, I never even thought about anything else. With the power of options, you're limiting risk, the moves are quick, and the moves the leverage is huge, okay? And that's what I love about it, quick moves. I try not to be in a trade by the end of the day. To me, a long-term trade is the end of the day. A short-term trade is, a few seconds. And that's exactly what we do. And plus, you limit your risk. You limit your risk. You can only lose, with the way we trade, you can only lose what you put into the trade, okay? And I think that is really, really important. All right, so DayTradeSPY, basic strategy you can start with right now. Even novice traders can master this. I'm just going to quickly show you this. This is a very quick overview. I've got a 1-minute chart on the left, 5-minute in the middle. The green line you see is a 10 exponential moving average. The red line is a 20 exponential moving average, okay? Right here, if you enter, if you're watching this here, and here, I'm going to just click over here. If you use the 5-minute chart, but you trigger on the 1, okay, buy at the 10 EMA, cross over the 20 EMA. Now, in this case, when the market opened at 9:30 in the morning, I saw the 10 EMA going to the upside, breaking away from the 20. Then I realized this market is going up. I'm going to wait for the 10 on the 1-minute chart to cross the 20. Then I'm going to get into this thing and take a look. Immediately put in a self order for 6% gain. That's what I found to be the sweet spot. Take a look at this trade right here. I picked up, what is this, 12 cents in a matter of 1 minute, 3 seconds right here on July the 14th. Again, we can do this every day. This is just an older PowerPoint, but this is a real trade. I use Tasty Trade for this trade. Those familiar with Tasty Trade will know that they don't have a sim account, so all of these are real trades, okay? I bought the 441 calls for 220, sold in 1 minute, 3 seconds later for 240, and that's 12 cents. Now on 10 contracts, what is that? That's $120, right? And it says 2 minutes. It's actually not. 33.57, 1 minute and 3 seconds. There it is. And what I loved about this, I knew that it was a low risk trade. I also knew that the fun factor was high. 5.3% in 1 minute, 3 seconds. This happens all the time, folks. This happens. And guess what? I'm done by 9:35. Now, with this particular thing, one of the things I noticed is that a lot of people say, well, that's amateur hour, amateur hour. I laugh at those people. I openly laugh at them now. I said, are you crazy? Because I'll tell you something. You know where I make my money? In that first half hour, that's where I make most of my money. Because I identify the move, I get into it, I make the decision, get into it, get in, get out, done, and I'm oftentimes done for the day. Look at this, by 9:35. This is not rocket science. It's just a matter of knowing what to do, making the decision, having the confidence to execute it, and then go and enjoy it. Use the 5-minute chart, trigger on the 1, buy at the 10, cross over the 20 EMA, immediately put in a sell order for 6% gain, sit back and wait until, wait for your profits to come down. Buy the at-the-money options by next Friday's expiration time for lower theta loss. Immediately put them up for sale. Gain, aim for a modest. Sometimes if you're scalping, that's another little strategy we use. Just go for 6 or 8 cents. Never mind the percent, just 8 cents. Be prepared. It is normal for options to fluctuate. It could come down a little bit before it goes back up. Always use a GTC sell order and consider a repair or exit the position only if it drops 40 to 60%, which is actually very rare. And if it does go down, then you're gonna, there's a repair module that we have that we can actually provide for you. If that is the case, that you should also learn how to control these things. It's kind of like, you know, when you buy a high-end car, they also give you a repair kit or safety kit or something like that. Not that you expect to use it, but it's there if you need it, right? Includes flares and flash and whatever else. And here's the important thing: control your emotions of fear, greed, ego, and the big one, FOMO. FOMO, fear of missing out. You also have to know when to stop trading. This is all the stuff that we teach you. Do not over trade. Stop when you hit your daily target. Call it a day. All right. Again, here it is on the puts. This is not today's trades. It's July the 12th, just a couple of months ago. Sherry, I don't know where the time is going. To be honest with you, it's already September, the end of summer. There it is. All right. So
Yes.
it was coming down. There it is, triggered off the 1 minute chart. I recognize the opportunity on the 445 puts. Bought in here for $1.27. And this is the thing. I only invested $1,270. In a matter of 38 seconds, actually, it went from $1.27 to $1.40. What is that? Gain was 13 cents per contract on 10 contracts, $130. What better program can you make $130 investing less than $1,300 in 38 seconds? 38 seconds. Tell me, I want to know. Risk factor, because I know what to do, was low. Fun factor, high. There it is right there. There's the proof. This is not pie in the sky, all right? This is not something theoretical. This is actual real stuff, real stuff. We do this every day. Looking for even greater results? You'll love this. Aren's deep dive 1 + 1 = 3 enhancement. Okay, now I'm going to skip over this because this is a little more involved, and this is the stuff that we're going to be teaching in the trading room. And that's exactly what we do. But I'm going to tell you something. It is worth getting into the trading room. Let me ask first, Ahren, are you on? Are you able to talk through this at all? I don't know if I don't hear him, so I don't know.
What I want to do, I want to try to allow him to be a presenter along with you. Since you're an organizer, he should, by rights, he ought to be able to
Yes,
speak.
I would love it if he could get on here. Honestly,
Okay.
it would be
So
really.
hold on 1 second. I want to see if I can change him to be a presenter. I just don't know if it's going to take away your screen. So we may have to work that out. I'm going to make him
Okay,
a
and maybe
presenter.
pause. No, if you keep my screen, but get his audio on, if that's possible. I know with Zoom you can, but you use.
Well, he is self-muted at this point. So if he would unmute himself.
Okay. I'm not sure he is or not, but okay. If you know what, if he can't, I don't want to waste a lot of time with this. So what I would suggest here is that we jump right to it. And what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to skip through this, Sherry. I will just tell you this right now. Ahren has many years of experience that is actually priceless. You cannot buy what he gives us. Okay, he just texted me he's in listening mode only, and he's not able to talk. So I will tell you, this is an amazing surprise that when you come into the trading room and you hear what Ahren says, you're gonna be just struck with what he says. So that's all I can tell you. He's gonna give you a little presentation here, but that's okay. What I am going to do is skip here now to past his slides, and just to tell you that it is what he's got here going. Don't get confused by all that stuff. He teaches this. It's not that complicated. But I will tell you that his analysis is solid gold combined with mine, I should say. So here's the thing. Now, I come from a background with certain key indicators, and Ahren comes from a background with certain key indicators. So in the trading room, which we do every single morning from 9:20 to 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, when Ahren says this stock SPY is going to go up, and here's where it's going to go. It's amazing actually to what point he says it's going to go. And I have scratched my head sometimes. Ahren, are you sure? I'm thinking to myself, are you sure? I mean, that's a pretty lofty level. But when you know it, by the end of the day, this guy is unbelievable. It's solid gold. He hits it right to the penny. I said, how the heck did you know that? Anyway, and so when he says that, and I look at my indicators and I say, yes, it's going up, then guess what, folks? You better be buying calls. You better be buying calls because this baby's going up. Anyway, that's why we say, we have a motto, Sherry. It's called, when our indicators unite, our trades ignite. And not only is it a motto, but it is absolutely true. So I do want to talk to you a little bit about trading with DayTradeSPY, the experience you need. That's what we have, the personal support you crave, value pricing in everything we do. We are approachable, accommodating, of service to you. And there's no hidden agenda, no costly upsells. We trade what we teach. We teach what we trade. We have proven programs that work. Okay. So, and I do want to talk to you here. Let's just do I have your interest yet? By the way, folks, is there a questions box here, Sherry? Are people interested in what I got to say here? Open up the questions. I'm not sure I can see the questions here. Okay, yes. Okay, there's some questions here that are saying yes. Let me just go. Okay, good. Newbie joining late. Joel, thank you very much. Okay, who else do we have here? Okay, how many times do you stop in a day trade?
Yeah,
Several.
there you go.
Okay.
That was before you logged on. So there aren't any current questions right now.
I see it. Okay, today, okay, John, thank you very much. He says, I took your course quite a while ago and I've done pretty good. Today on SPY, I made $278. Thank you. This is people talking, folks, not me. I'm not making this up. But anyway, today I want to talk to you a little about this because this is a question that comes up quite a bit. It's called, well, gee, Hugh, I don't have 25,000 in my trading account. And that's a real problem. First of all, that is a US problem. So first of all, anybody who is outside of the US, you don't have to worry about that. It's also a margin account problem. So if you have a margin account, yes, you have this thing called the $25,000 pattern day trade rule, which says if you have less than $25,000 in your trading account, you can only trade 3 times in and out in a 5-day period. It's a rolling 5-day period. So there are ways around this because I know how frustrated a trader can be if you die to trade. And I have personally experienced that. Just oh my gosh, this is killing me. Let me home. Let me on a day pass. I call the nurses the wardens, the gatekeepers. I had a blast with them. But anyway, so here's the first thing you should understand. It's not the end of the world. That rule was designed by Security and Exchange Commission, as I understand it, when somebody went into one of these brokerage houses and fired up the place for something because they lost all their money. This rule is there to design, not to make your life hard, but to kind of keep that gambling, that gambling thing away from you so that you're not losing your money and blowing up your account. So it's not a bad thing, but you can get around that. First of all, if you are on a margin account, you are doing that. And if you are trading $25,000 or less, you can only trade 3 times. These are in and out trades. If you find that that last trade you just put on is putting you over that is putting you over that limit of 3 times. Okay, so let's say you're in your 4th trade, you have less than 25K in your margin account. Okay, the world's not over yet. All you have to do is wait until tomorrow to close your account. Right? It's an in and out thing every day. In and out. So if you catch that 4th trade that you did, then you'll be able to be okay. If you just keep it open until the next day, then close it, then you're within the guidelines. And sometimes that's not a bad thing. You might have a little bit of a risk as to how's the market going to go, but I think it's probably, you'll probably be okay. So that's rule number 1. Now, if you do go over, as I understand it, I think Tasty Trade, they call it Tasty Trade. It used to be Tasty Works, Tasty Trade. If you go over that, they will send you a good faith violation. And I think if you have 4 good faith violations within a 12-month rolling period, they suspend you for 3 months. It's like they send you to the corner. Here's your punishment. You can't trade. We get you where it hurts. So keep that in mind. And what I do is when I used to have that problem, I would always log it on my calendar, and just make sure that I don't do this. And you're okay until, say, 3 months from now, then you can be a little more, easygoing. But keep that in mind. But if you do have that problem and they do suspend you, then what you can simply do is open a second account, transfer the money from your suspended account into that second account, and you're good to go trading. All right, did you catch that? Well, just simply open a second account. It could be with the same broker. Transfer the money from your suspended account over into your new account and go ahead and trade. Where did I get this from? This is crazy. Where did I get this from? This came from the broker himself. He's the one that told me this. I thought, that's great. Thank you so much for that. The easiest way, though, around this, folks, and I found this to be really true, is this. Use a cash account. Especially if you're a new trader, use a cash account. There's so many benefits, I think, to a cash account. Number one, if you're trading this SPY options day trading, you do not need a margin account. So if you're starting with, say, $5,000, $6,000, $2,000, $3,000, put that in your account. You can actually start trading with that. It's easier to get a cash account. Now, a lot of brokers don't like to give you a cash account because they make their money by lending you money, all right, with trading stocks. So they might give you a little bit of a pushback. But if you even threaten them and say, listen, that's no problem. If you don't want to do it, I know somebody who will. They'll say, oh, okay, hang on, Joe, no problem, I'll give it to you. Okay, fine. So use a cash account. And now you can they can trade as much as your cash account allows. So if you have, say, $5,000 in your cash account, you can trade as much that day as you want, as long as that account does not exceed your $5,000 encumbered balance, right? And you have to wait until your trades settle, which is the next day. So in other words, let's say you have $5,000 and you've encumbered $5,000 in your trade and you make $200. You cannot trade $5,200 or the other 200. You have to wait until the next day. Then you can trade $5,200 as that trade goes in, settles, comes back the next day. Now you have $5,200 to trade. Now, one caveat here to think about is this. There are some days, there's just a small handful of days where if you trade and the trading, the stock market is open, that you think that you can trade the next day, do not assume that your trades have settled. You have to make sure it's a banking day. So in other words, what I'm trying to tell you here is some days banks are closed, but the stock market is open. So you have to make sure that the bank is also open and it's not a banking holiday, whereas the stock market is open so that the trades do settle. So these are actually banking days that we're looking at. So if you use a cash account, you can trade to your heart's content as much as you want, no worries. It's actually a lot of fun. It's a lot easier, a lot less stress too. There's another advantage I just want to tell you about getting a cash account over a margin account, and that is this. If you have a margin account, you're looking at, you may be looking at your balance. Now, try to follow along with this. Let's say your balance is $10,000, okay, and you buy something. Let's say stock. You buy stock for $5,000, and then you look at your account and say, oh, it still says $7,500 buying power. Even though you had all that money in there, the broker doesn't use your money first. Doesn't matter. They will still margin 50%. So they'll take, if you buy, say, stock for $5,000, they'll still take only $2,500 from your stock and another $2,500 that they lend you that they're charging you interest on, even though you've got the full $5,000 in your trading account. So you might think, oh, look at all this money I have. So you might be tempted to spend it all. So let's say you put the entire $10,000 that you had in your account into stock, and you find yourself, I've got $20,000 of stock. Well, actually, you still owe the broker $10,000, and you better come up with that money when they, if you go down, they still want their money. So now that doesn't put you in a good spot. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you guys. All right. Okay, so I'm trying to get to these questions later, but I want to kind of quickly go through this. Anyway, I have your interest in what we do. Your next steps in becoming an expert trader, folks, you got to commit to our programs. Learn the strategy that's appropriate for your style, your goals, and accept the fact that long-term success is actually a process aligned with competent, compassionate coaches. Stay with the program, just tweak it as necessary. And again, over the years, we figured out what works and what doesn't work in both trading and training. And I think that's really, really important. I think I've proven to myself that, I'm proving to you that I'm committed. As soon as like 10 minutes into coming home, I'm online. Anyway, using Ahren's deep dive analysis, we get right into it, where he enhances confidence with further studies supporting trades, greater gain potential for the initiated, and also protection from entering the wrong direction. So again, when our indicators unite, our trades ignite. And let me see, there it is, fireworks. And now I want to tell you real quick about our trading room. It's something we do every day. We have been doing this for years and years and years, actually in the decades. Benefit from the experienced expert traders. You know what? I wish I had a Hugh and Ahren back when I was learning this stuff. I would have saved myself. I can't tell you how much money I would have saved. Learn from our treasure trove of relevant tools that we use daily. Let us do the heavy lifting for that all-important pre-market, so you don't have to. You get your questions answered in our interactive sessions in real time, so you can trade with confidence. This stuff is solid gold, solid gold. We are, our trading room, it's mentored by yours truly, myself, humble Hugh, and the infamous Ahren Stevens. We are professional traders. This is all we do. We don't do anything else. All right. We're not some professionals somewhere else, and this is what we do on the side. This is what we do. Every morning, 9:20 to 10:30 in the morning Eastern time. We do not monopolize your whole trading day every day, because we're not one of these things. It's not a coffee club where you sit down and come on in every morning 9 till 4, and whoever happens to be in front of the microphone has got control. That's not the way it works. These are events. People actually they plan their day around this. Invoke the same strategies we teach. These are also recorded later for review, and these are engaging, interactive, inspiring, informative, and we have a lot of fun too. All right, I've got a very special webinar for you. In the trading room, I cannot stress this enough, 6 months in the trading room for $9.95. $9.95, that's less, I think it's about $54 a week. That is less than a Subway lunch for us, okay, that Ahren and I actually have to split. I want to tell you that this is actually really important, because there's a reason I'm telling you this, and I'm going to launch this. I think we can launch this. I don't know whether I have the permission yet to launch this, but I'm going to, because this is actually very exciting. And I think I have to go back a little bit. Where did I go? No, I'm sorry, I have to go back up. Trading room, okay. Pardon the challenge. The challenge. It's going to start September. I believe this is going to be September. Bear with me as I write this in here. September the 25th. All right. And we are going to turn, all right, well, I shouldn't use these definitive numbers here, these definitive words, I should say. We are going to attempt to turn $2,000 into $10,000 in 3 months. Now, what I'm going to show you here, in 3 months. Hang on a second, we'll just do this here real quick. Wow. Okay. All right, this is going to be the challenge. Now, all right, we did this earlier this year, and that's why we're doing it again, because it's backed by popular demand. People pressured us into doing this, and they said, please do this. And I'm just going to give you real quick here. This is the spreadsheet. What we do is in the trading room, we will go over this trade every morning. We're going to start with $2,000, and in 3 months, it's going to be $10,000. We did this last April, and we're actually ahead of our target in July by a week. So we got our $2,000 to $10,000 in less than 3 months, and we're going to do this again on September the 25th. Okay, this is just a little bit of a spreadsheet sample as to what we did. We hit our target right here, July the 11th. Okay, we started April the 17th. Anyway, next challenge, it's going to happen. Well, it's not going to be 10,000. It's just going to be 10,000, 2 to 10,000. This way, anybody and everybody can get into this thing real good. Okay, DayTradeSPY, again, why us? All right, I'm going to quickly wrap this up because I don't want to hold anybody else off. I know there's not somebody else coming out here.
We do have a couple of questions for you too.
Do we have time for that, Sherry?
We're right at 3 o'clock. I'm
Okay,
going to ask you guys, you're asking questions of Hugh, please send him an email.
Bingo, that's exactly what I want to hear. Folks, you cannot afford not to engage our services. I am not kidding about this. over 40 years combined market participation, hands-on, real-time, real market. And with this, I'm going to leave you here. Again, webinar special, 6-month trading room, $9.95, less than a Subway lunch for us. And that's, again, they're less than $8 a day. All
I
right.
think I have a link for you too.
Beautiful. And if you subscribe now, I'll also send you the Kick Butt SPY options with Day Trade SPY. This is going to be worth it. All right, folks, I'm going to just quickly run through this because you can go through the recording, but you can see all kinds of people gave us their wonderful testimonials, and just some of these things are just incredible, okay? And I'm going to offer this again as an amazing, exclusive, kind of a promotion to you. So please get in on
Put
this.
it in the chat.
Put in the text, and Sherry, I can't thank you enough for this opportunity.
Well, I appreciate you coming from the hospital to get on the webinar. Thank you.
And your patience with us, Sherry, your patience. I bet it was me who would have said next.
Sometimes things just need a little more finagling than others.
Well, you're awesome. You're awesome. And all you guys and gals online, again, if you have any questions, please send them to Hugh G, as in Hugh Grossman. So Hugh G at DayTradeSPY.com. We will answer them. All right. And I apologize for not having enough time to answer your questions. So thank you very much, Sherry. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you, Ahren, for your work here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ahren. I'm sorry about that. I will check into that for the next time you guys come on to be able to do 2 people at one time in 2 different places. So thank you. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourself.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
All right. Wow. Has this been a day or what? That was Hugh Grossman and Ahren Stevens of DayTradeSPY, and that was a lot of information packed into a very short time. So we will look at having them come back again in the future. Moomoo is our sponsor for September. With Moomoo, you get free access to real-time LV2 market data of US stocks. And for a limited time, join 19 million Moomoo users and get up to 16 free stocks, including Tesla or Google, when you register for a new account with this link, and you fund it with at least $100. So the way it works out is for the month of September, deposit $100, you get 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you get the 5 free stocks plus 10 free stocks. And if you want to have a $5,000 account, you get the first 2 tiers plus 1 free share of Tesla or Google.